All right, looks like we are about to start here. I was waiting for people to join, and I see my first one pop up. All righty, welcome to today's live stream. What we're going to be doing today is a Berkshire pork tomahawk chop with a citrus marinade, along with a dijon and havarti cheese, mac and cheese. Also with that will be a tomato, English cucumber, and purple onion salad with a balsamic vinaigrette. What I'm going to do first is go ahead and start the vinaigrette, and then I'm going to cut up the vegetable salad and let that sit while everything's cooking so I can get some good flavors. Actually, that's a tip from we had a class not too long ago, and he's getting a lot of love right now. He gave me a few pointers on some things, and that's Nick Rogers with Serlo Tabla, I think, or Serlo Table, which way you want to say it. I probably messed that up bad. But I was never really thinking of putting purple onions with stuff, but it actually was really, really, really good. And so some things have been perforated and some things are going to be chopped here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now and go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and look at the chop board, get my bowl. And what we're going to do is have you can't see it really, it's a 3-leaf dark. Got a little glare coming off of there. But it's a 3-leaf dark balsamic vinaigrette. So I'll go ahead and put some of that in the bowl right now. You can see how dark it is. It's like really, 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 really dark, but it smells amazing. You can see, really dark. And then, basically in this, is just a little bit of cracked pepper. I'm gonna have a pinch or two of pink Himalayan salt, and then we have some EVOO olive oil, and then what we're gonna do is go ahead and whisk the olive oil in it. We start, and it's very slow stream, very steady. Also, there's going to be some garlic in there, which I'm going to put next. Sometimes you have to have a little shortcut. More. Wife and I love garlic, so it's not a big issue. All right, going to continue to whisk that. Go ahead and give it a little taste. Make sure I got it to the way I want it. So already nice, you got like a little emulsification there with the oil and the vinaigrette. the balsamic vinegar. That is good. That's really good, but I want to put a little bit more olive oil in there. Like I said, very slowly poured in. All right, that should be enough. For y'all just coming in, this is the balsamic vinaigrette that I'm making. It's olive oil, 3 leaf dark balsamic vinegar, cracked pepper, salt, and garlic. Very simple. And we're going to put this with a tomato, cucumber, and purple onion. All right, so I'm going to let that sit to the side. Bring in my cucumber. Everything has been cleaned already. Let you see these beautiful things here too. Tricolored cherry tomatoes. We got some purple, some yellow, and some red. Get that a little down there. All right. So let's get the cucumber. I'm going to cut it in 2. And then down the middle. And let's do some half moons here. And then the same thing with the other half. All right. Get my bowl. As I say in every video, food is art. I love colors when it comes to food. I don't like all the same colors. And you'll see what I mean once we finish this out. It's going to be a medley of colors. So let's put that to the side right there. And what I'm going to do is cut the grape tomatoes in half. A few of each one. Yeah, I know just butchering off his knife, but it's very sharp and I love it. So. I just love the colors, the yellow and the red. And you got your purple, which has a really nice flavor and color. On the inside, almost reminds you of a heirloom tomato. You can look at the color of that. And a little bit of this. All right. Let's see what it looks like now. Might have to cut a few more, but I want to have the correct ratios together. Let's get a spoon. I want to go ahead and put the rest of the tomatoes. We love tomatoes in ours. As I tell everybody in the live streams, if you have access, ask questions. What am I using? What kind of tomatoes are those? What kind of cucumber that was? That was the cucumber that I used tonight was an English cucumber. They're usually longer and have a sweeter flavor than a regular cucumber. And then, of course, the tricolored tomatoes, yellow, red, and purple. All right. I'm pretty sure what I'm about to add next was pre-done because, like all of us, we have issues with onions. So I pre-did mine and got the tears out of the way, and those have been done already. So we're going to add the purple tomatoes with it. Let me get a bigger spoon. The wife is helping out. Let me know where everything's at. And if y'all notice, I do cook for a lot. It looks like I cook for a lot of people. It's because we like eating leftovers. We don't have any problems eating leftovers, and especially with some of the stuff like this. This right here, the longer it sits, the better it will be. Especially with the onions and the tomatoes and the cucumbers. Look at all that. Nice little color contrast. You got your green from your cucumbers and your lighter, almost white looking, and then the tomatoes and then the purple onions. So what I'm going to do now is my dressing still stayed pretty good. I'm going to do a little couple more whisk. And then that's going to go in there. Get all that goodness out. All right. All right, we're going to keep on tossing this to get it nice and coated, and so it covers everything. And then we'll let it sit. As you can see, it's already attacking the cucumbers and it's giving it a nice color. And like I said, by the time we get ready to eat and put the plate together, this would have set. And I'm going to actually, every now and then, you'll see me go back to it. I'm actually putting it in the refrigerator for a second to chill. But I want to make sure it's incorporated. I love that 3-leaf dark. As you can see, it's got a nice little, still a nice little color and everything else. All right. Get a little saran wrap here. I don't want my refrigerator smelling like onion. This is a little neat, nifty contraption for saran wrap. So if you have never seen one, mother-in-law bought this for me, or bought it for us, and I love it. So, because I used to hate saran wrap, but it works well. So I'm gonna go put this in the refrigerator. All right. Wipe this off. Get rid of my trash. All right, next is going to be getting ready for the mat, because the pork chops are not going to take long. I am going to do a sear real quick on them. And then I will start making my sauce. It's a citrus sauce with Meyer lemons and orange juice. And of course my 5 spice, which will be from the pork chops. So let's get that out. So I'm gonna do that, well, crap. I forgot one thing. Juicing my Meyer lemons. I wanted to show you, it's they consider this a cooking lemon. It's not sweet, but it is sweeter than a regular lemon, and it actually makes great lemonade and makes great sauces. If you did a little sugar in something, I'm pretty sure you can do something with it as far as like a really good dessert, something simple, easy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a few of those. Let me go ahead and clean my knife real quick. I'm gonna see if 3 is enough. I'm actually on the search for a one of those really nice juicers. Looks like a little ice cream scoop, but this one actually does really well. This is my wife's. It's my wife's. It cleans them out, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Takes all the pulp out, which is good, I guess.
And it's turning to oil when you pour.
Yeah, this is my first time using this. She said it drains really well. That's what I want. That's nice. Actually, you can probably do something with these for dessert-wise. Make a little lemon gel or something, gelatin. I think this might be enough. See, back in Mississippi, I would probably, instead of throwing this stuff in the trash, we had such a big backyard that I would just throw anything that was left over vegetation to let it compost back. I just throw it out in the field that was next to us. And we used to see some interesting things pop up like every spring, which was really cool. So, all right, finished with that. Oh yeah, so 3 lemons was good enough to get the one part of the sauce, which is right there. Nice little whatever. All right, let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Go ahead and clean out the board once again. All right. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start my water for the pasta. This is gonna be for the macaroni. Since I couldn't find my go-to pasta, I'm going with Barilla Elbow because we're actually making a macaroni here, so I wanted to make it look like something good. If that makes any sense. So I am going to take my water. I'm going to go ahead and move this camera up now to the stove. You got a nice little close-up. Sorry about that. I actually tried to put it closer this time instead of last week like I did. I want y'all to see what it does with the pork chops, the sauce. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna start the searing of the pork chops. So go ahead and get it out of the way, get that part out of the way because I'm gonna put the pork chops back into the sauce after I make it. But we're gonna go ahead and start our stove. Get this pan pretty hot. All right, something that they replace here. What was it called? All right, this place called Orion Vinegar. It's here in Houston, and they have a ton of different oils and vinegars. And I'm using today because I have the citrus theme on my for this recipe is blood orange grapeseed oil, and if you can smell it, it smells just like orange, blood orange. So we're going to actually sear with this because it actually has a very high smoke point, so you can do a lot of different things, fry, whatever. So that's what's going to give me my nice sear on my pork chops today. And then whatever the remnants left over, that's what's going to cook into the sauce. So you're going to have this nice blood orange, this regular orange juice, and this Meyer lemon. That's going to go ahead and just kick it off. So I'm letting that heat up. The water for the macaroni is going to be going soon, so we have all that together. So my next thing that I want to do is, while that's heating up, this is going to be a new recipe for me, so I'm trying something different. I want to say by no means that I am a chef. I'm not, but I like to cook. and I like to do different things. I like to make up stuff. And this is I don't know, it's gonna probably be backwards or whatever, but what it is a baked Cheeto from New Orleans or from Louisiana. But what it is this was a barbecue one. And since I'm doing like a sweeter version with the pork chops, I'm actually gonna go ahead and do a more savory macaroni and cheese. That's why the Dijon mustard and the havarti cheese, which is a nuttier but lighter flavor cheese, but it's really creamy. And what's going to go on top when I put them in the oven, just to give them a nice little toast, is that this is going to be crushed on top of the macaroni and cheese. So this is something that it is made up on the spot. So I'm hoping it goes well. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and take the Cheetos, which, like I said, they're baked. So there's hardly any like oily texture. And I'm just gonna crush. You don't have to like pulverize them. Just give them a nice little crumble. That way, when it gets on, it has nice, almost like looking at a cheesy breadcrumb for the top of the macaroni and cheese. So you just go through that, and see this consistency is really good. I like. All right. So that part's already done. So when I finish up the macaroni and cheese part, this is what's going to go on top. So that's done already. All right, let's see what the oil is doing. Looks like it's going pretty well. Sounds like a jet engine on there. So let me get my pork chops out. All right. I already put a picture up on YouTube, but look at these babies. Tomahawk pork chop. Berkshire pork. They're a little bit more expensive, but it's going to be worth it. Nice color, nice flavor. It's supposed to be more tender, but firm, and like I said, a nice color. So we're going to go ahead and sear these. Perfect fit. As Jim Carrey would say, like a glove. Gotta put a little comedy in there. Don't turn me off, please. So in the series, while they're doing that, I actually got my homemade 7 spice that I used on the steak last week, which I wasn't really happy with, but I got plenty of chances to do more steak recipes in the future. The whole grand plan didn't come together like I wanted it, like the look, but it was good. My wife loved it, so that's all that matters. I want this in the oil as well, so I'm just kind of like sparingly putting it on because I really don't need a lot of it, a lot of the flavor. Because the fat content of this pork chop is nice. All right. All right, water is getting close to its boiling point. While that's doing its little thing, I'm gonna give you a cup of a little bowl of orange juice, because I'm gonna put that with the sauce as well. Any kind of orange juice will do. Fresh would be good, but we couldn't find the orange that I wanted, which is I think is a cara or cara. It is almost like a red fleshed orange that has a really soft flavor. I mean, a really sweet flavor. I don't know why I said soft. Really sweet flavor, and it would be an awesome looking sauce. But if not, I use Simply Orange. I love Simply Orange juice. It's almost like getting it fresh squeezed. Once again, not doing any advertisements, just telling you what I use. But if Simply Orange is if you ever decide to watch, then there you go. All right, let's see how it looks. Now I want a little bit more. Let's turn that. Yeah. I want a little bit more sear on. I wanted a nice color. So let that sit for a little while longer. Because what's going to happen is once I finish doing what I want with these, with a little sear, I'm going to make my sauce, and then the pork chop is going to go right back into it, and it'll finish itself off. So right now, my water is boiling, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is add my elbow macaroni. One day, I'll be able to make some homemade elbow macaroni. It's going to be one of the last ones I try to make because I know it's going to be hard. But I want to make sure I have enough macaroni, so I'm going to use about half a box. Because we like leftovers. Go ahead and wash the spoon out real quick. Also washing my hands. I said I was going to stay with a Batman shirt in every video, but I realized I didn't have many Batman shirts, at least not right now. So I'm doing my other favorite character, Deadpool. So you're always going to see something nerd-like in my videos, because that's my other life. For y'all that know me, is I definitely do the gaming. I love the comic books, love tech, but also love food. Let that keep on boiling there. Remove some trash while I'm at it. All right, let's check on these pork chops. All right, that's nice. Get a nice little sear on that. Ooh, especially that one. Since it's got a high fat content, there's a lot more marbling on the Berkshire pork. It's almost like having a ribeye in a way. It's just like the ribeye of the pork board. Whoa. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing on this. Let it sear really good. Take my macaroni. All right. All right, at the time I'm gonna go. So that time I'm gonna go ahead and do another stir on the cucumber and tomato salad. Hey, Uncle Law. That's what I'm saying. Appreciate it. And yeah, my wife just reports it's like the best bacon you ever smelled. Yeah, it's good. It's a good smell. So as again, you can start seeing that it's starting to get a little bit more liquidy. It's kind of pulling some of that water out of the cucumbers and some out of the tomatoes and out of the onions. So just gonna go ahead and give that a nice stir and then put it back into the refrigerator. We like our cucumbers and tomatoes cool, chilled. So that's done. Wrap that back up and put it back into the refrigerator. All right, now it's time for that shameless plug. Anybody that would love to watch cooking done live, it is very intense because you really can't mess up, because if you do, well, you just do. It also helps me out. I like to correct mistakes and get feedback from people. That's what makes you better. If you can't take feedback, you don't need to be doing something like this. All right, I want to take a look. Ooh, nice. If you guys can see that. Look at that. That is nice, nice, nice. And so you're getting some of that pork fat, a little bit of it. You got the blood orange, grapeseed oil in there, which is going to have an amazing flavor. Those two things together is going to be amazing. Then I'm going to add my orange juice, and then I'm going to add my Meyer lemon juice. It's going to be an awesome sauce. And then what I'll do is I'll put the pork chops back in there and let them sit and cook. Finish out the way. But you always want to brown your meat. You always want to sear or you want to brown. It's the don't quote me on this, but I thought it was the Maynard. I think I had to. Let me just say that's just an educated guess. But it brings out the flavor. Like if you ever took a roast before, they usually tell you to brown it. It just brings out the flavor and it gives it a nice look. So that's what I love. It just brings out the flavor and it seals in a lot of the flavors as well. If I'm wrong on that, please let me know.
Down just did something to you.
Say what?
Down just did something.
Oh, so I got to cut my cousin-in-law. That's what I'm saying. Y'all talking. That's what I need. That's something to talk about.
Did she want and she had this crying face. Actually, it's like a crying frown.
All right, cousin-in-law, you're going to have to go ahead and just, get your butt down here. I know it's kind of hard, but just get on down here and you'll eat all you can. So you'll be in here helping me out. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take these out now. Nice. Put these to the side. All right, at the time, I'm going to keep that heat up. Adding the orange juice. Adding the Meyer lemon juice. And we're going to cook that down. Now, it's not going to be like a really creamy unless you add, what I would do is a cornstarch slurry, just a little small one. I use organic cornstarch with a little bit of water, and I go ahead and mix it and put it in there, and it makes it'll glaze it up well. So right now, we're going to try to cook this down as much as possible to kind of get those sugars. And what I'm going to do a little bit later, towards the end, I want to taste the sweetness of it. If it's not where I want in the sweets, I want to go ahead and put a little bit of honey. I'll put honey instead of sugar because honey is natural, it's good for you, and it just makes things taste better. So check our pasta.
Luther's on.
Okay, pasta is ready. So let me strain this. My wife is going to give me a strainer. And then we're going to put the macaroni right back into the pot because that's where I'm going to make my sauce at.
Luther's watching.
Oh, Luther. Hey, Luther. I'm getting some in-law love today. Plus family love. Actually, my other sister and brother should be on, my brother-in-law.
Mom.
Oh, and yeah, my mother-in-law too. Appreciate y'all. All right, so let's do this here for now. All right, this is going to be, I'm going to switch out sides here because I want y'all to see the sauce. Along with this one, this is going to take a minute. So let's switch sides, let it do its thing. And what I'm going to do with this is that we're going to have milk, which I'm about to get now. Give you a shout out. If you notice, a lot of things that we do organic. So Not plugging anything, just using some organic milk for cooking. Most of the time I just use some regular milk. So we got a little milk. And I'm gonna do a little something extra here to make it a little bit extra creamy. Heavy whipping cream. Get that in there. Cheese. All right, since we didn't want to spend all time trying to prep and stuff, so I already did the pre-shaving of the havarti cheese. It is awesome, especially when it melts. It melts really creamy. So we're gonna do next with that. Let me turn down this sauce because I think this is my quick boil burner. I don't want to burn it down too much. It's already actually thickening up, which is great. But what I'm gonna do now, since it's got a nice little boil, it's already thickening up, I'm gonna actually take the pork chops for y'all that came in. Bam, look at those. Those are beautiful, aren't they? And I'm gonna put them right back into the sauce. Boom. All right. All right, let's see. We're gonna go ahead and get this cheese in here. And go ahead and stir that up. So if you ever wanted to know how to make macaroni and cheese on your own, get away from that box stuff, this is the way, this is my way. Let's go ahead and turn that. All right, so taking the cheese. Wow. Y'all just talking. Irene. Oh, that's Leanne. How y'all doing? Shoot, y'all just having a conversation there. That's what I'm talking about.
That was Valerie, the Leanne Griffiths one. That's different.
So what I'm doing is adding the cheese. We want this cheese in. I'm gonna save a little bit to put on top. Get messy. If you don't get messy in the kitchen, you're not doing something right. And for right now, I am definitely getting messy.
Mom said it looks wonderful. She made this account. She's upset.
Oh, another long way count now. That's what I'm talking about. All right. This is the different thing. We talked about having savory dishes. And do you have some grapefruit Paul? Yes, I know this is interesting, but it's a savory. It's the cheese and the mustard. I don't know if you ever had I'm gonna mess up his name because I can't talk sometimes. Charcuterie board. My wife had to tell me on it. She knows about that stuff. She watches too much English things. So they have things like fruits, different types of fruit, different types of cheese, and usually you'll see things like mustard and other types of sauces. Meat, cheese, sausages, things like that. And so I kind of got my idea from that to get a nice little savory. So along with the cheese, which we're mixing everything in. Ooh, it's melting good. Actually, it makes me want to put some more cheese in there. But let's see what we can do here. So I'm putting a little bit of the Dijon mustard. Let's actually go ahead and take out this wooden spoon for a second. I can do more with that spoon. And we're gonna mix it in there. You don't have to put Dijon mustard. You can go ahead and, you know, if you like a sweet macaroni and cheese, you can put different things like honey and or sugar or whatever. Different types of cheeses, cheddar, havarti. You have so many different types of cheddar. A Kobe Jack, Gruyere. You can do all kinds of stuff. A lot of times people put like 5, 6, 7 different types of cheese. I wanted this to be a heavy focus on havarti because havarti is just awesome. And then if you can take a look, it's actually getting really thick. So I want to actually bring it down a little bit. And then we're going to add some more cheese here. I want this stuff really thick. It's getting there, but I want it thicker. Keep on stirring it. Please use a separate tasting spoon to taste your stuff. Especially if you're cooking for other people. Oh, you can taste the mustard. So that's perfect. So we don't need any more of that. You can actually taste the Dijon. I have to put a little bit more cheese. A little bit more cheese. I think I got enough to put on top, along with my little crumbles. I'm glad y'all having a nice little conversation over there. Keep it up. Ravens, keep an eye on if anybody asks any questions.
I have been.
I'm gonna switch over to a whisk now. I want to make sure everything is melted and incorporated. Now wait on splash. Pork chops are coming along well. I'm gonna flip them actually. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. So beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little close up. Look at that. Perfect. That's a sear. That's some good upper arm strength. Yeah, this is an interesting whisk. Love it. Wife bought it when we went to the Sur La Table. I'm probably messing that up, but it's a place here, and I think it's kind of like it is a chain. If you know Williams-Sonoma, it's kind of like that. Except you can take classes there. I think you can take classes at Williams-Sonoma too.
But they're not open right now.
They're not open right now. All right, it is getting thick. I just really want to add some more cheese.
Your sister says more cheese, please.
My sister said more cheese. I think so. I want it thick.
On my way, change my mind.
That's the thing about it. My sister does live in town, so she says she's on her way. We'll see if that's true or not. I just put you out there, so if you don't show up, that's your own problem. You ain't gonna get any. I'm actually putting some chunks of cheese now. We want this extra super cheesy. Because we can always use this base. And it's hot enough to melt it, which is going to be awesome. So I'm going to let that sit there for a second. The pork chops are cooking well. The sauce is doing good. Got a little pork fat in there. I'm going to whisk that too. Actually, I'm going to do a, like I said, a cornstarch slurry. All right, once this cheese melts right here, I'm gonna go ahead and put the mac back in. And then what I'm gonna do, I need to let's go ahead and do the boil on high, because what I want is I'm gonna do it on low. I'll do it low, because I want those crumbs and the little extra cheese that I put on in the ramekins, once I transfer this stuff to the ramekins, I'm sorry, and put it in the oven. All right, let that sit for a second so that little piece can melt. All right. Actually, perfect.
The other day for something similar.
Yep. Cheese.
Mom says that looks good. Oh my goodness.
Hello, thank you, Miss. I'm sorry. Thank you. I didn't. She didn't tell you. If you do not have an account, I'm noticing that I feel like there's a lot of people in this room, but I just don't see anything. So I'm not exactly sure. So I would go ahead and if you don't have an account, make an account and subscribe so you get all the videos, everything. You know when they pop up, they'll be in your email or you'll get a notification from YouTube, either or. That way you can get into it. I just started this stuff. This is like my fourth one. So I've only been doing this for about a month, but I've actually been cooking for a long time. In fact, everybody in the room that I know, they've known some of the stuff I've made. Follow me on Instagram and stuff like that. All right, it is getting really thick. I just got a little bit left on cheese. You can smell the Dijon. The Dijon with that cheese. And then when I go ahead and put that barbecue chilies on top, there's a little spice to it. It's not hot, but it's a barbecue flavor. It's gonna be nice.
Your sister asked how much mustard. About how much mustard?
I put about a tablespoon. But it depends on your flavor. If you want the taste of more Dijon, you put more Dijon. If you want less, you put less. Ooh. Okay, I think we're good now. So what I'm gonna do now is crack some fresh pepper. Let's go ahead and set that to the side. Oops. My bad. Mac and cheese sauce is ain't perfect without pepper. You gotta have a little pepper in there. And I'm gonna do a little some here. A little bit of my 7 spice. Can't let that go to waste. Bam. Yes, that is a homemade 7 spice. Mix that in really good. Yes, it has some good flavors. It wasn't my 5 spice, and it went to my 7 spice last week because of adding yellow and orange bell peppers. All right. Let me get the mac cheese. Where's it at? All right, so let's get this back in here and stir it. Yes, I have asbestos fingers. I can take heat. So if you think that's hot, no, it's not. Not to me. I don't know why. All right. Wash your hands. Washing my wooden spoon. And let's incorporate this. Elbow macaroni for this is really good. Oh, you can still see some of the cheese too, so that's going to actually be really nice. incorporate that together. And with the elbow macaroni, it's going to go through the little tubes and stuff like that, so you don't have the flavor all the way around. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and transfer them to the glass ramekins. That way I can keep some of the juice. Let's go ahead and fill these up. Turn on the heat so I don't want nothing to scorch. Yeah, you can smell the Dijon. All right, so that's one. The second one. All right. Actually, about perfect. You could have made a smaller one, but I don't want these up because I'm going to put some stuff on top. I'm going to put this to the side. All right, what's next is that I have a little bit left of shredded cheese. I'll set them right here real quick so y'all can see it. And the cheese is going to go right on top. All right. I use all that goodness. There we go. Wash my hands. All right, and for the, move this back a little bit. Let me really dry my hands because I don't want this all over my hands. If you wasn't here earlier, this is what I did. I took my family knows all about this stuff. It's Elmer's Cheese. It's a barbecue. So we're looking for that savory flavor. So I'm using the barbecue one, and this is going to be my, kind of like you say, my breadcrumb for the top of it. It's going to give it another level of flavor. So you have the Dijon, you have the barbecue flavor, and then it's actually a nice, good seasonings. And it's a baked chiwi, so there's no really a lot of oil or fat. So to me, it's going to be a perfect topping. Because this is a new recipe, so y'all learning with me. So what I did is I crushed them up. And I'm gonna make sure I don't have like any big pieces. And we're gonna sprinkle that on top. And the cool thing, this thing I did a happy accident, is that I have my onions in this bag, my purple onions, and it has an awesome smell. So I think that's gonna give me that onion flavor that I want too in it. A little crunchy more. I don't want them big pieces. Okay, just think of something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no matter how dry your hands are, you're still going to get some stuff on your hands. All right, I think that's it. Let me wash my hands real quick. I might have some interesting smell on my fingers tonight. Very interesting. And let me give you a close up of that so you can see it. Boom! Look at that. Justin's Dijon and Havarti cheese, mac and cheese topped with crushed barbecue chilis. Doesn't sound right, but it's going to be good. I'm going to set these on here so we don't just set those in the stove like that. Put them in the oven to broil. Get that nice little crust on top. Keep an eye on those little by little. All right, let me get a little sippy sip here. It's orange juice, trust me. Really good. All right. Yeah, my sister said those are bomb. She knows. We've had all of them. The chilis, we've had green onion, the regular, the barbecue. I think they have like a new taco flavor now. They have a jalapeno. They have all kinds of flavors. Especially green onion. Green onion will surprise you.
Mom said it looks like that's going to make a great topping.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it will make a great topping. All right, so it looks like my sauce is thickened up pretty well. So I'm going to switch over again. Because I want y'all to see. I used to hate gas, but I've learned to appreciate gas stoves. Because when you have to do things like this and have to be quick and switch it over to another eye, you don't have to worry about things taking so long. So look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? Let's get a little, bam. Actually, my camera's doing a little gangster lean here for a second, so hold on. I'm trying to pour out one for the homies. Okay, gotcha. We're at the point now where it's going to start the plating. I thought I might have to use a slurry, a cornstarch slurry, but I may not have to. But what I want to do is I want to do another. Oh yeah, that's thick. That's actually not going anywhere. That is not going anywhere. That's perfect. This actually turned out really well. So sometimes you may not. If you can actually cook down the actual water of the product, it actually does really well. As you can see, it's really, really thick. So what I want to do now is I want to try that sauce. Different tablespoon, trust me. Let me smell it. Oh, it smells porky. That's good, but like I told you earlier, if it's not sweet enough, whoops, camera malfunction, sorry. If it's not sweet, add some honey. So what I'm gonna do is take these out one more time and go ahead and add some honey to it to get that little sweetness, because we want sweet. We don't want savory, because we already have savory. I don't want a complete meal that's savory. Checking up on the macaroni and cheese. Ooh, there you go. Those actually came out pretty good. Let's take those out now. Oh, yes. Yes. Perfect. All right, let's turn it off. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get the pork chops out. Let's go ahead and set those to the side. Let's turn this down a little bit.
Your sister said it smells wonderful. She smells it.
Thank you. My wife got me my honey. So we're gonna do. This is actually from Whole Foods, not Whole Foods, HEB. You have to pour it yourself. Local. So this is gonna give us the sweetness that we need. I'm gonna put a little bit first and see if it's where I need it to be. And then
Uncle Will says the Larkin family would love some of that mac and cheese, especially Leanne.
Y'all need to take a visit. Get in that car and drive. Make sure it's incorporated. I'm gonna take a little taste flavor here. Boom! Oh. I'm gonna put a little bit more. I like my sweet. It's not sweet, but it's there. It's almost like having a. You ever had lemon chicken, but just better? I know that sounds bad. Not being cocky. I just like homemade food. And y'all, I love this pan. It stays on my stove. I actually oil it down with olive oil after I clean it, and it is perfect. All right, I think we're done. So I'm gonna sit this back in there real quick. I'm gonna do a little tossy toss. Turn out that heat. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let me is it hot? No. Just go ahead and put this one over here. I don't want Ray to freak out, so. Bam! Dijon and havarti cheese, mac and cheese with a cheese crumble, barbecue cheese crumble. Raven will be trying it soon. To give you her feedback. All right, let's toss it again because I want that soaking on that sauce. Once again, these are tomahawk pork chops, Berkshire. Check them, see if they're in your local grocery. These were at HEB, which I love. Anybody can tell you that. My sister makes fun of me all the time with it because I stay in there. All right, so plating is going to start. Boom. All right, let me get my tomato and cucumber salad and do another toss real quick. We'll move some of the junk out of the way so you can actually watch her eat. As I always put her on blast every time. Oh, I think it's going to be read backwards, but you get the point. These are Meyer lemons. They're really, really good. They're known as cooking lemons. So that's a good thing for cooking any types of sauces that you want. For anybody that came in late. Dude. Pork chop. We love pork, so just let you know. All right, I think this is going to be a good plate for Gray. The reason why I say that, I love plating, but I also have to have the dishes. I hate having non-coordinating dishes. It drives me. As my brother-in-law says a lot. He loves that use term. It got me saying it drives me. All right, so what we're going to do is take a nice one, because I got to take a picture of this.
Shanti says they read it the right way. It wasn't backwards.
Oh, okay, good. Bam! Look at that. Look at that. I am particular, so forgive me for being so careful. Get some of the sauce and put it with the pork chop. Ooh. Bam. My tomahawk pork chops with citrus glaze or sauce with my Dijon and Havarti cheese, mac cheese with a barbecue cheese crumble. All right, so we're gonna do that, and I have to take a picture. So I'm gonna turn you around here. That's my Deadpool shirt. There's Ray. Ready to smack. Get that food on. All right, so let me get a little bowl for the salad. Let's turn this off. Oh, that's just, see, it actually has settled down, which is great. Making enough noise, I'm sorry. Yeah. All right. There you go. That is the cucumber, tomato, and purple onion salad with a balsamic vinaigrette.
Smells good.
Alrighty. Yes, I have to clean the plate. It's got to be photo worthy because this is going on internet. I'm in the way, so let's take a picture. And I'll do my little. So you see how I do my whole thing. Every week I go ahead and do the food, take the picture, put everything up.
It makes me wait while he takes
And she does have to wait. Mm-hmm. And I do it on portrait mode because it shows a lot more detail to me. So you see how I do it. You can see a little bit how I get my photography. I'll do my little editing and everything like that. And that's what goes on the front page. And then I'm also going to do a side view. All right. So this is sharp. All right, here she goes. Please tell the truth, ma'am. I gotta get my sister and them back over here again. Let them try a few more things. I gave her the.
What's tender?
It's like I said. It's the Berkshire is tender pork chop, and so yeah.
Wonderful marbling. It tastes wonderful. I will try my best not to eat all the fat, but it's good.
The fat is supposed to be really good because the way they feed them, these pigs get up to 600 pounds, and I saw one next to a guy like my size. This dude was up to here to the chest. That's how big they are. They're spoiled, actually. They get a lot of different good foods, grains and things like that. How's the sauce?
Sauce is really good. It's really, I can taste the orange, but that Meyer lemon really shoots out.
Meyer lemon, I swear by it. Y'all have to try it, especially when it comes to having lemonade. Lemonade is great with it.
It makes it really good.
It's a really good lemonade.
That's actually good. I didn't know about all of them. So flavors with it because of the chewy, the barbecue, and the Dijon, but it's really good.
I see a little stringy. I see a little stringy.
I'm dropping, but it's good.
All right, we'll try the salad, and then we can go ahead. And if anybody has any questions, come on, my food get
Who is that?
Shantae.
That's good. But you know, I love these.
I'm hoping Nick Rogers watches this because that's a little inspiration from him. with the balsamic vinegar. I would have probably just done a regular dressing of some sort, but we have balsamic in the cabinet, like 3 different types, and we have different types of oils that we get, and there's unlimited possibilities when it comes to dressings. So just do your thing, but you can't go wrong with cucumber. But I suggest doing English cucumber, really good cucumber. I'm gonna let her finish her thing, and I'm gonna go ahead and start my meal. Any questions? It's not back where everybody's saying it's good. If you have any other questions, you can still ask questions on the post even after I upload it once it gets done. And if you do, like the video and subscribe, and tell your friends. I like to show people, so just let them know what I do. I try to make these things short, but it's kind of hard when you want to do good food. So they're usually last anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. So thanks, Shantae. Good support from family and friends. So hopefully everybody enjoyed themselves, and we will see you because I'm about to go ahead and smash on some food here. So y'all have a great weekend, and I will see you. I think might do something special for 4th of July weekend, or not. I'm gonna see first. I'm gonna see how everything's busy. But since we're having a little bit of issues with the COVID, and people might be staying back inside, it'd be nice to see something. So I might do maybe some homemade hamburgers. And what I mean by that is I have a meat grinder. So stay tuned. All right, take it easy. Talk to y'all next week. Enjoyed cooking for y'all. Bye.